Alright, let's get into the knife tier list. Welcome back already to a new video. If you like the content, make sure to subscribe down below. Now, what does a knife has to have for me personally to be considered one of the best? It has to be unique. That's all I want. It has to be unique. It has to have unique animations. I don't care too much about the design itself if a knife doesn't have any good animations. We have so many prime examples of good looking knives that just are not getting used because they just don't have any animations that make them special. So my top 5 knives that I use at this point, I want to start off obviously with the 5th place, and that has to be the Rgx Katana. Still at this point, one of the best looking knives in the game visually. And then the animation, the second point that just makes this one so unique. The blade, everything from pull out animation to left click to right click to the inspect, everything is almost exclusively tied to this knife. No other knife shares the same animation, and for that reason alone, because it looks good and the animations do look good, that's a 10 out of 10 knife right there. Obviously, the color change that you have on the Rgx skins in general are also a 10 out of 10. And just overall, you know, this is literally till this day the only real katana that we have. We obviously have the K-Tech blade, but that just doesn't have the proper animation. So this right here, still till this day, a 10 out of 10 knife within my top 5, and I think for many of you guys even in your top 3. Next up, my 4th place has to be the Celestial fan. Obviously, visually, this is more of a gimmick. This definitely doesn't compare to like a good looking butterfly or, you know, the katana. But I've told you it's all about the animations, and this knife, this fan right here, has the most satisfying pull-out animation in the entire game, in my opinion. Straight up, this is so addicting to use, and the inspect is literally the biggest troll. I love this, but mainly because of the pull-out animation. I think the pull-out is, again, the most satisfying thing, so this definitely has to be my 4th place. The 3rd place, Champion's Karambit. Visually, in my opinion, still the best looking knife in the entire game. The color scheme on this one, the cleanest one out of every single knife skin that we have in the game, in my opinion. Definitely down to personal preference, but I just love the way it looks visually. And then just for the fact that it has the custom inspect. This has, again, a custom animation that is unique to this knife alone. No other knife has this animation, and this is my most important point here. Uniqueness, which is definitely given on this one, and then also the aura that you can unlock right whenever you top break. You get this golden aura around the knife, which I think is also nice. Obviously, this is also tied to the Champion's knife exclusively, but it has, I think, the complete package. It's kind of pricey, obviously, but in comparison to all the other knives that we have, almost all the other knives, this definitely is way better. My 2nd place, and this one was kind of tough, but I have to put the Rgx Butterfly Knife into the 2nd place. This thing is awesome. This is definitely the best butterfly knife that we have in the game, and I, for one, like the inspect definitely with the RGB going around. I know many people don't like it too much, right? But I think this looks crazy when inspecting, and just, again, the fact that we have the color change going on, just like with the blade and the Rgx skins in general, just the way it looks in general, it's a great knife. 10 out of 10. Also, one of the most satisfying knives to use. The left click, right click, and inspect, everything is perfect with this one. So definitely deserved 2nd place. And the 1st place, this knife, even though it kind of does look boring in itself, the Xeno Hunter knife, I think for the animations alone, and maybe that's because I have a CSGO background, I'm a CSGO guy, I love this knife. I think this is the best knife right now for me personally, and using this one just feels good. It just feels good, and that's, again, the prime example of why animations matter way more than the general design on knives. This knife, it just looks boring if we just take a look at the visuals, but for this reason alone, because it looks so boring yet has so much potential, it's so much fun, that's the main reason why this is definitely my 1st place. This is the perfect example that shows that you can be literally the most boring looking, default looking knife and still have the most, you know, potential in terms of like satisfying animations, just fun using this knife. Definitely my favorite knife to use right now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I want to know what your knife tier list is. I think many people still will put the Champion's Karambit on the 1st place, or even the Rgx blade. I want to see what you guys think in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.